I watched Project Hail Mary and I'm reading the book. So I'm going to explain to you guys eridian biology for dummies. How I understood eridian biology. Because they have a reason to be like that. To be rock, yeah, they have a reason to be like that. So I'm going to try and explain it to you guys as my understanding because I am not a scientist or a biologist, so like everything I'm telling you guys here is just how I absorb information that I search for. Okay, so like take that as you will. So for starters, Rocky lives on this planet called 40 Eridian B, right? And it's really fucking close to the sun. Like their sun is really close to the planet. More like the planet is close to the sun. They're closer to their sun than Mercury. Mercury is the planet on our solar system that is the closest to our sun. They're closer than fucking Mercury. Okay, so they're really like caressing their sun. And obviously this causes their planet to be extra hot, right? So for that they need a really thick atmosphere, and that's why they breathe ammonia. They don't breathe oxygen because oxygen is too light or something like that. I don't remember, but ammonia is heavier, so that's why they breathe ammonia. And this also causes their atmosphere to be very dense. So Erid orbitates their sun or something like that. They spin like at a higher velocity than Earth does. So like their days are like 5 hours or something like that. Like their planet is also like 8 times bigger, and that also has something to do with the fact that they spin really fast or something like that. I don't know. So yeah, the tense atmosphere, like the really heavy atmosphere, causes the planet to be pitch dark. Like it's literally pitch black in the planet. So Eridians don't develop eyes because of that. There's not an evolutionary need to have eyes. They don't need to see with eyes because it's pitch black. So like don't matter. And yeah, so they have a very little organic material. They're mostly composed by the same material, like an equivalent material to like our nails, some part of our teeth, and our eyelashes, for example. So you see the carapace, the rocky outside we see, that's like an equivalent of nails. Okay, they're protected by this. It's like an exoskeleton, and what's inside is like 5% of what they are. Like they have really little organic material. Now this is where things get really complicated for me, but I'm going to try to explain it the best I can. So Eridians have 5 hearts, one for each leg, right? And they work like steam machines. So they have two circular systems. One, okay, so the point of boiling water for them is like way higher than us, and this is important, and you're going to see why. So they have one of the systems that is like normal temperature, like below the boiling point of water, and they have a second system that goes beyond that, like it's hotter, right? And it's like it's a hot and a normal temperature system. And what happens is that the hot system like flows blood, which is mercury, by the way. They flows mercury through the limbs and makes like the water that resides within eridians in these sacs, like really weird, this water to boil and steam. So like they move like that, and they have like animal and plant cells, and like they work like a really complicated system. Like it's really fascinating. But all in all, like you can just say Eridians work similar to steam machines. Okay? And this also brings on the table the whole sleep thing, because obviously the systems needed repairs, like a human body does. Like, we repair, we have things specific to repair things within the body. Eridians do too. But the animal cells, like, they can survive like beyond the point of boiling water. Like, they can, like, that's not possible. So the systems repair itself when Eridians sleep. So basically they are paralyzed, completely paralyzed, and like almost dead. They're almost dead because the systems are repairing themselves and they need to be at normal temperature. So there's no hot system to send hot blood to evaporate the water in their sacs so they can move. That's why it's important that someone watches them. Because if nobody's watching, I mean, you can die. Like, there could be danger imminent and you could just not know. Like, you wouldn't notice. You wouldn't notice. Also, Eridians have like bulb things like along their bodies, and their language is like multitonal, so they can have multiple conversations at the same time, because like it's a layer. Like their language is layered, like they have frequencies and shit. Like, that's crazy. And like, yeah, sound is very important to them because they don't have eyes. So yeah, really bad they don't have eyes. Also, their brains are crystals. I don't know why their brains are crystals. Like, I know, but I don't know how to explain it. Like, their brains are crystals, like little crystals, and they work like computers. That's the reason, like, they don't have some things, like, because they didn't need to make calculators or anything. They just knew how to make math. They just knew it. They see one thing one time and it's there forever. Okay, they don't forget that shit. So they didn't need to make adding machines. So they didn't make computers. That's why. Also, their really dense atmosphere protects them from radiation, and that's why they never discovered it, and that's why they are very delicate with radiation, because they just never develop ways to fight it off. Because like they genuinely, like, okay, what the fuck is radiation? Like, that shit don't affect us. And yeah. So that's basically it. Obviously, it's not it, but like, that's what I remember. And that's what I have noted here. I probably left out a bunch of shit and I probably butchered this beautiful creation. But I do what I can with what I have. Right? Damn. Everyone, always a critic.